Today we are discussing the interview questions and answers for AWS Certified Developer Associate. You can download the complete list of AWS based questions from the link provided in the description. Our interview question based on Certified Developer Associate is: explain the concept of AWS Elastic Load Balancing ELB health checks. Your answer should be AWS Elastic Load Balancing health checks are mechanisms used to monitor the health and availability of registered targets, for example, EC2 instances, behind a load balancer. Health checks periodically send requests to the targets and evaluate their responses to determine if they are healthy and able to handle incoming traffic. Our next interview question is: what is AWS Lambda provisioned concurrency and how does it work? Your answer should be AWS Lambda provisioned concurrency is a feature that allows you to provision a specific number of execution environments, that is containers, for your Lambda functions. These provisioned environments remain warm and ready to process incoming requests instantly, reducing cold start latency and improving performance for frequently invoked functions. Our next interview question is: explain the concept of AWS Lambda event sources and their use cases. Your answer should be AWS Lambda event sources are services or resources that trigger the execution of Lambda functions. Examples of event sources include Amazon S3, DynamoDB streams, SNS notifications, CloudWatch events, and API gateway. Lambda event sources enable you to build event-driven architectures and process data in real time in response to various events in your environment. Our next interview question is: what is AWS Secrets Manager and how can it be used to manage sensitive information such as database credentials and API keys? Your answer should be AWS Secrets Manager is a managed service that helps you securely store, rotate, and manage sensitive information such as database credentials, API keys, and other secrets. It centralizes secret management, enables automatic rotation of credentials, and integrates seamlessly with AWS services and applications for secure access to secrets. Our next interview question is: what is AWS Identity and Access Management IAM and how does it help you manage access to AWS resources? Your answer should be AWS Identity and Access Management IAM is a service that helps you securely control access to AWS services and resources. IAM allows you to create and manage users, groups, roles, and policies to define who can access which resources and perform which actions within your AWS account. Our next interview question is: explain the concept of AWS Lambda environment variables and how they can be used. Your answer should be AWS Lambda environment variables are key value pairs that you can configure and pass to your Lambda functions. They allow you to provide configuration settings, sensitive information, or dynamic parameters to your functions without hard coding them in the function code. Environment variables are commonly used to store database connection strings, API keys, and other configuration parameters that may vary between environments. Our next interview question is: what is AWS Key Management Service KMS and How can it be used to manage encryption keys? Your answer should be AWS Key Management Service KMS is a managed service that allows you to create, manage, and control encryption keys used to encrypt data stored in AWS services and applications. KMS provides centralized key management integrated with AWS services like S3, EBS, and RDS and enables you to encrypt data at rest and in transit. If you are preparing for any AWS based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description below.